Welcome to another episode of Playing the Artist. My name is Antoine Marchildon, and this is a weekly web show podcast thing that we just simply talk about doing our art, essentially, and trying to be artists. Joined, as always, is the very energetic and lively, charismatic Alex.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
How have you been,
Back
Alex?
for another week. I've been good. I got some rest finally. I've been like super busy with work because I've been doing that game jam thing. So I was at work for like 12 days straight and working like 10, 12-hour days on that thing. And,
Disgusting.
we did pretty good. So we're going to the next round of judging, and so that means I got to work on it some more.
Jeepers.
Yeah, but the bulk of the work is done, so that's good. And I was pretty tired from that. And then I finally got a weekend. And then Shenmue 3 comes out. So I've been doing.
Oh,
a
that's
lot of
right.
that.
I remember seeing people doing countdowns for Shenmue 3 on the Twitches and YouTubes.
Yeah, it came out on Thursday, and I didn't get my copy till Friday. So I was like, oh man, am I gonna be able to play this for the weekend? But I did. It all worked out great.
You should wait for the holidays. You'll have plenty of time.
Oh, I can't wait. I've been waiting fucking 18 years already. I'm not waiting another moment.
That's
so good. So good. I'm doing a long play. I'm like collecting every little like fucking capsule toy. Opening every drawer.
Zippo lighters?
Yeah.
Do they have it? The Zippo lighters in there?
Not yet. I'm sure they do, but I'm in like a small village right now where all the capsule toy things are very like nice, friendly things.
Yeah, because that's where. Yeah, I remember where it ends, Shenmue 2. So I know exactly where you are, pretty much.
It's like it starts immediately where number 2 left off. Like,
oh my god, that sounds really good. I think I might have to buy it.
Man, it's like it came out. It's like it came out immediately after that game.
Oh fuck!
It's crazy. Like the voice actors are all the same.
Are you serious?
The dialogue system is like a little bit upgraded, but it is basically the same. And like you talk to somebody and they don't just tell you one thing over and over again. They sort of like deliver it to you in like 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And it's like you get tired. You get tired of talking to somebody before you've heard even all the things that they've said to you.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. I can't believe it, man. Like I thought that they would maybe scale back because like it was
like
funded.
Does it feel like a time capsule where it's like it was just a lost game?
I feel like nothing, I mean, aside from the graphics being like Unreal 4 graphics, like which aren't, I mean, they're not amazing, but they're certainly better than they were. Mm-hmm. Like aside from that, I feel like I don't think that they've changed the game at all, from what they would have made if they just would have kept going. It's like so crazy. Like, I don't know. It's amazing that I thought, because I always wondered like how much of the feel of the game was Yu Suzuki and how much of the feel was like the team he had at the time who was also working on this game. Like he probably had writers and, like cinematographer guys, like digital, camera worker fellows. But all the shots like feel the same. It's got the same,
he probably already had that whole. He probably had the script done ages ago. He probably had storyboarded out. He probably had written characters out, like new characters out, or like years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I highly recommend it because you enjoyed the second one. I mean, if you never played Shenmue 2, I don't know if
there's a special connection between Shenmue 2 players that only they know. Only they know.
Yeah, man. So,
anyways, enough chitter chatter about the Shenmues. What did you get up to besides Shenmuing?
I'm still, working on my thing. I guess we could get into it. I could show you some of it if you want.
You can show me some stuff.
I could if you want. Just give me a second to load it up.
Bring it up, brother.
I was gonna wait until I was done everything, but I thought nobody watches this anyway, so I'm not gonna spoil the surprise for anybody.
That's hilarious.
But as I said, I was kind of working on like how to communicate what I'm doing and maybe build some interest in what's going on. So I will take you through what's going on over here. I'm just opening all the files here.
Can you get any closer to your camera?
Dude, I'm not even that close. There's a good 2-3 inches still away.
All right.
I'm always like pushing my monitor way back because
you got a Dutch angle.
My head is
on
like,
your camera.
Gosh. There we go. It's just because there's like the wire comes out on one side, and my camera doesn't actually like connect. Like, it doesn't snap on to anything. It just kind of rests up there.
Yeah.
So, okie dokie. Oh, this one's taking a while too. Okie dokie. Fuck. Can't even share my screen. Share screen 1.
I should get back into card tricks so when you're opening things, I can
yeah.
do things.
I didn't know you did card
trick. All right. You showed me this.
That's right. I sent you this on. I did this a long
Snapchat.
time ago. Snapchat.
Yeah.
I sent you the cover a long time ago, but I've been
Well, I don't
actually. Yeah.
I don't have notifications on my Snapchat, so sometimes I forget I have Snapchat.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Dragon Magazine?
No.
It's it's like an old magazine for tabletop RPGs and stuff. Warhammer. Mm-hmm. And it came out for years. It started in the 60s, and it was really psychedelic looking magazine at first, but then just continued. I don't know if it's still going. I think it might be dead now, but there's a big archive of every Dragon magazine in PDF format. And I was like checking those out, getting really inspired, and basically it just hypes tabletop stuff. So I thought, man, I want to kind of put together something like that for all the work I've done. So I made the cover, and then I made kind of like an editorial page. So I wrote some bullshit, and I made a little editorial. And then I got into my map, right?
Nice.
I made a page 3 here or 2 or whatever. It's like
damn, dude, Lord of the Rings much?
Yeah. And then I go into that's sort of the opener, and then I go into explain.
This
like,
looks great, by the way, man.
Thanks, man. Like I said, I've been kind of studying
you've been doing
magazine
your homework.
layouts and stuff like that. So and I'm just like saying a few things about some of the locations on the maps and highlighting those. And and then on the next page, I'm gonna go into some of the locations I've made. Like, I've got renders.
This is it's very strange.
What's
Sorry to
that?
cut you off. You're almost essentially making lore around your logo, which is very fascinating. And like when you first started doing this map with your logo, I was like, wow, this is kind of egotistical, a little bit. But I'm starting to like understand your vision a little bit more, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm understanding. I'm getting this now. I see what you're trying to put together. It's like, this logo is not just a logo or a brand you're trying to do. It's like, it's almost kind of like your Skyrim. You know what I mean? Like when people say Skyrim, they don't really even think of like Elder Scrolls. They just think of Skyrim. You know what I mean? It's like the name has almost a logo behind it and almost like a world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, well, I think Bethesda was they had a similar mindset, because you remember, like, they've got their Elder Scrolls series, right? And that's their thing. And it got to the point where anybody, like, some other game came out that had scroll in the name of their game, like it was like Ancient Scrolls of the Seven Kingdoms or something like that. Yeah. And then Bethesda tried to sue them just for using the word scrolls, because they're investing so much in like that. So I'm not gonna like
start suing people.
Sue anybody. I mean, you have to. Gosh, but like I do want kind of like the tiger to be sort of like, we think of like RPGs and a tiger. That's my like catchword, That's my anchor word, I guess, between all my like projects, and it's easy to like theme things and make puns around it. And, I haven't thought too much about it, but it's just like, man, the Isle of the Tiger just made me laugh, so I had to do that. And tiger print also is like another pun. It's just stupid puns, really, but it's helping me connect everything together. So I'm going to explain this a bit more, and I'm going to go into on the bottom here. I'm like talking about how you can there's some minis that go along with this map, and then on the next page I'm going to go into the minis a bit more, and then I'm going to have a few more ideas of pages. One is like I drew this skeleton drawing a long time ago, and I'm still working on this format of what I mean. I'm going to fit the text to like the negative space here. But this is an old poem from like the 1800s called "Skeleton in Armor" that I found, and I thought, oh, that would accompany this piece pretty nicely. So I'm going to just put the text in here so that this piece is like, you know, I'm showing this skeleton drawing, but I'm also kind of like, it's more than just you know, something to read here, and I can, you know, quote the original author of this poem, who I forget who his name is right now. I can look it up though, I guess. Why not?
Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
All right.
He's old and dead, whatever.
Yeah, he's old and dead, and he's therefore legit. No, that's all I have right now. I only have 7 pages. No, 6 pages right now. Look, I'm working on it as we speak. And yeah, I'm gonna make a couple more things. I want to talk about some of the actual characters I've made, like the miniature characters.
Is this a character?
No, I haven't made a miniature of this.
No, I know, but is he gonna be a character?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure I'll have a character that's like a skeleton knight kind of guy, or like a skeleton warrior guy.
Because I think that'd be really interesting to have. It's a lot of work to have like an illustration like this with your poem that kind of fits the illustration, and and then also, to be frank, you didn't, not to be frank, but like you didn't make the poem. You just copy and paste it.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you just got to kind of find a poem that matches a miniature that you're interested in making. So is that what you want to do? Is that what you're trying to do? Is like have like a miniature and then a little bit of like lore to the miniature with this poem, and then the little illustration?
Well, like I just kind of want to showcase the art that I do for the Tiger Skull RPG stuff. So this one doesn't directly have a miniature or anything beyond this. Like this as a piece is what it is, and once I'm done with this poem thing, like that's as far as it'll go. It'll just kind of be a page that I mean somebody might, you know, maybe attach themselves to this poem and this artwork, and you know, feel that, you know, I'm letting a 2D image be an end goal as well, right? Not everything needs to be tied to a miniature, but everything that I do as a miniature will have some sort of like promotional imagery attached to it. So that's like not just like a product photo, like like all my towers have got like sort of like a photo of them in the real world, right? Like in the environment, in the I don't know, in like real life lighting. Tried to make it look as real life as I can, like as if you were to find it out in the wild somewhere. Yeah. And when I'm doing a character that isn't like a free Thingiverse character, then that I feel is like really tied to the greater project, then I will do a little bit of something like this, something that isn't like a black and white drawing with a poem on the side of it, but something that's like could kind of stand up on its own and be like, it could be like an illustration on its own or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something, you know, fun that has some storytelling in it. And I really like having text in my final presentation, you know, some kind of something going on, something to read, something a bit more than just an image, especially with a character. Okay. Yeah. Cause I'm like, I'm you know, part of the.
But where does this fit though? I'm like the other stuff you showed me like felt like it was all together, but like this thing, I'm not sure how it fits with anything else really.
Well, it's, you know, it's have you ever read a magazine? Like, not everything is like you're telling short 2 to 3 page kind of stories about a piece, and then it's like a new topic. And sometimes it's just a 1-page topic. Right?
Oh, okay. I see what you're trying to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you said at the beginning, like a magazine.
Yeah, and when I was in the process of doing this, I was like, I've been watching a few podcasts about like digital art and stuff like that, and I realized that it's like something people have done like more on the illustration, like in the illustration scene, like as people go to, I can't remember the big illustration con that happens.
Lightbox?
Yeah, Lightbox. Wow, you had that. Anyway, yeah. People go to Lightbox and they bring. No, why did I do that? Oh yeah, because I want to look at you. I feel like I'm looking to the side. Anyway, I can put this down. Let's put your face back here, and then let me put you back here so I'm looking at you. All right. Yeah, it's really common for artists to put together like. I forget what they called it, like, but mini like magazines of their work, so that it's like something between a brochure and an actual magazine, like in scale, that kind of just highlights what you're doing and communicates your work. And I think it's like, remember, like I sent you the topic, right? It's like stop creating portfolios as like a topic to chat about this week, and or stop creating like portfolio pieces, I guess, that are just like these standalone demo reel kind of things. So this is like kind of a more fun way to showcase my work.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That somebody who isn't an art director might enjoy. Like somebody who's just like kind of I don't know, just a fan of the genre might enjoy this thing too. It's just something to digest for themselves, right? Because that's like kind of, the end goal, I think, is to interact directly with the community and without sort of like having to rely on some company or some art director to hire you and put you to work on their project. It's like, no, I want to, like, this is our project, this is my project, you've got your project, and how do we like have the fans interact directly with that project? And so I'm just thinking, I've got time still. I'm not like you where I'm like, I need to make this Kickstarter immediately and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about ways to do this.
You know what I came to the conclusion of since working on this Kickstarter stuff? I really think I should have I think I should have, instead of doing this Kickstarter, I think I should have kind of just built my audience a little bit more and like experiment with more pieces on Thingiverse and like try to like generate people's
like see which model gets the most response and then go with that maybe.
That's actually a really great idea. To almost like build around one model, you know what I mean? Like then grow it.
Because you could like release like 6 or so models on Thingiverse that are all a little bit different and see what people attach to.
Well, to be honest, I already know which ones did really well on Thingiverse.
Yeah, you released quite a few already.
Yeah, I took some down too because they were doing too well, and I was like, I should maybe sell these in the future. I should quit giving these out because people keep downloading them. But like also like just making a website before and then also making a Patreon before I think would have been a lot better, to be honest. But anyway, since you're showing things, I want to frickin' show some things, my dude.
Oh, let's do it. I think it's more interesting when we actually.
Well, I'm gonna show my stretch goals, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, what the hell? Why not? So are you going to release? Sometimes like a project, they don't release all their stretch goals right away. They, they sort of withhold some of them as the like tiers get unlocked. Or are you just going to show everything right away?
No, I'm not going to show anything until they get unlocked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta earn it, my dude. Anyways,
okay.
I only got two renders here, but yeah, this is one of the biosacks that I made. Do you see? It's so gross.
It's a sack, all right. It's giving birth to like a little spike baby thing.
Something. Well, the idea is that it's just kind of like this big kind of sack that's like pumping something from underground to the upper area, and the idea is like it's kind of like infected or wounded, and it's just kind of like the idea is like it's this like kind of like evasive bio thing that keeps kind of breaking down and destroying itself and keeps growing kind of thing. So it's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? So it's kind of like a
tumor or something?
Yeah, pretty much. But more of like so what are they called again? So kind of based off of Alien or in the 40K universe, the Tyranids? I think they're called Tyranids. And what they do is they essentially like whatever they in the lore, whatever they kill and bring back to like the mother and like spew back into the mother or whatever, like they can grow more of themselves essentially, and make like better and stronger versions of themselves. So I think the idea for me is kind of like it's this thing that keeps breaking down things and keeps growing and keeps getting kind of bigger and stronger. But the only way it keeps growing is it has to like kind of break down and grow on top of each other, kind of like a muscle. You know what I mean? So like the muscle breaks down and then gets bigger and breaks down and it gets bigger and it gets swollen. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm kind of going for that. I'm trying to purvey that where it's like kind of like this big gross thing, but it feels like it's kind of like constantly in pain, but constantly growing. If that makes sense. That's the feeling I'm trying to give anyways. So here's my hive. Oh, it's scrolled in a little too much. So this is one of my hives.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, those are two of them. I have more. I'm actually almost done. The stretch goals that involves the gross, creepy kind of bio stuff. I have one more I have to finish, and that's what I was doing this morning. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you're done.
Yeah, well, that stuff, and then I have to go back and do the other stretch goals, which are a lot more simpler and don't involve as much ZBrush work.
Okay.
And it's and they're just like iteration and different versions of existing buildings and existing parts, right? So I'm drawing reference from existing models. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So yeah. What else? What else have I been doing? Yeah, I got. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You've probably been working on your actual Kickstarter page too, right?
Who,
like
me?
Like the text and the goals and the that sort of thing. Like the page itself.
Oh, the goal stuff has already been done. Like there's a bunch of stuff that's already been done, but like I haven't been focusing on it because I just got to get the actual physical product stuff done. You know what I mean? Because like that stuff takes up the most time, to be honest.
Yeah. Are you going to take photos of these roast things too?
You mean I'm going to print them?
Yeah, are you going to print them and take photos?
There's certain ones I want to get printed because I think they're really cool and I think they'd be a lot of fun to paint as well. But that's if they get unlocked, you know what I mean? I'm still going to print them regardless, but I can't show them off if they don't get funded.
Oh, okay.
So, you know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but if they don't get funded, I could still use them towards my website once I get.
Yeah, just throw them up on your. You're getting a head. If whatever does get funded, it gives you a head start on your first like Patreon dump or however you want to do that.
Yeah, well, something like that. But yeah, so I've been just chipping away at modeling, ZBrushing, a lot of ZBrushing, and got my laptop set up for the holidays, going to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And that's about it for me on my end. But man, I'm so excited to be done with this project.
Really? Yeah.
Oh man,
a long time.
Yeah, man. It's just there's a lot of like little busy work that's like little in between stuff where it's like a lot of like little troubleshooting stuff. And also there's like a lot of stuff that I learned that I was like I didn't know like was going to be a problem until it came up, you know what I mean? And I'm better now, and I have more skills now, but now it's like, ooh, I have these new skills, and now it's like I want to put them towards new projects because, you know, I want to like test them on these new ideas I have, you know? So that's hard because I have to like try to stay on target.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's going to be exciting too, right? You get to work on something else.
Yeah. I also want to make something before I head to Saskatchewan. I want to make something for Thingiverse because I think that's going to be my bulk of my audience. I really think because like I'm almost at 400 people followers. Isn't much, but I only have 6 designs, and it hasn't even been a year since I've been on the platform. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
In my regards, I think I'm doing pretty good. So I want to make something that's like kind of generic, like some like little like some rock stone stuff where you can like put a miniature on top and have some cover, but just like basic stone rock stuff that you could use in fantasy or tabletop wargaming or RPG stuff.
Yeah.
So something that's a little,
cool.
you know, something that's
yeah, it's so funny. Sometimes I think like, yeah, there's people printing rocks up there, but it's like there's rocks outside everywhere. You know, like you just grab a little one.
Yeah, but something interesting and has character, a little bit of character to it and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but like you look at some people's work and like, you know, their sculpt is just not as interesting as like an actual rock would have been.
I know what you mean. Well, like I feel like a lot of people, well, in the Thingiverse community, but even like in the 3D community, there's like levels of people with like how much like programs they know, right? There's like people that just use Maya, right?
Yeah.
And there's people that know Zbrush, and they combine those two to like make, you know, bigger and greater things. Like it's just kind of like a knowledge thing where it's like a knowledge thing, but also like how long people have been using the software as well. And so there's like you can clearly see like the levels of skill, right? And right away it's the Zbrush, you know, is like the definite like people that have like, I don't know, like at least people that have at least 5 years experience, I think, when it comes to 3D program, not 3D program, but 3D software maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of Blender out there as well. I mean, it's the free one. I'm surprised I don't see more like sculpts out of Blender because apparently it can sculpt.
It can sculpt, but it can't get to the resolution of ZBrush.
Oh.
Yeah, but it can definitely sculpt. It does. You can get great, like really solid bases done, like a solid base done in Blender, and that's a free one. So there you go. So if you don't know 3D software, you can try out Blender for free.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, or you know, you can, you know, surf the seas and get you know, a copy of you know, ZBrush.
Or you could buy it. You can buy it too.
I'm gonna have to buy it too pretty soon here, actually. Allegedly. Does that work?
You have it already?
I mean, I allegedly don't have it already.
Yeah. I don't even know if you're using allegedly right. But
I don't think I'm using allegedly right either.
I think the word you're looking for is illegally.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
But no, I have to buy all that stuff once I like start, you know, once I release my Kickstarter, I have to buy all that software. No, I haven't made any money. But once I do start making some sort of income, I have to get on top of that.
Yeah, that's a good thing to kind of chat about, I think, because like, yeah, my tools
I thought we were going to talk about the portfolio thing.
Yeah, but settle down for a second. Because like, if you're somebody who's out there and you want to do this thing,
yeah,
you know, you want to do it on the up and up and be legit and, you know, not get cease and desisted someday or something.
Mhm.
There's there's the suite of software that you could use, right? And like it sounds really expensive, but there's I think cheap ways to legally, not even illegally, just like actually legally acquire this stuff. I mean, ZBrush, there's no way around it. You got to pay for the software. It's like $800 or $900, and that's probably, that's not a bad deal because it's a one-time purchase.
Yeah.
There's like Maya. There's like a Maya LT, which is like indie version, and I think it's like
that's like $500.
Well, no, it's like 300. I just paid for it actually. It's 300. I've been paying for it for years, since.
Don't tell me it's $300 a year.
Yeah, it's $300 a year.
Oh my god.
So it's like, I don't know, 20 something a month, maybe $30 a month. I don't know. Figure it out. And then, but I think that's better than paying like. I mean, you could buy the software whatever year it is for like $1,500 US or something. It's quite a bit.
It's quite a bit.
And then you're stuck in that year as well. So I guess after 5 years, maybe you've been better off to just purchase the software. But you are on a 5-year-old copy at that time. Anyway, $30 a month isn't that much. I mean, that's like less than your phone.
I should just say I use Blender.
Yeah, you could do that too. And then there's Photoshop, which is like $10 a month.
Yeah,
which is a good one to have. And I think Adobe is like gives you a pretty good deal, So it's like I spend more than that on coffee in a month. So.
Damn, dude. That's a lot of money.
That's
That's a lot of coffee.
That's a legit route. That's to take if you want to make a real go and you want to kind of measure your expenditures against your gains, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the year and write off.
For sure.
It's basically you're not paying tax on it. It's lowering your income. So it is what it is. It's a business expense, which doesn't mean it's free, but it's better than not.
Did you say you're not paying taxes on it?
So what you pay tax when you buy it, but the total amount you spent on software gets like that reduces the amount of earnings in the year that you would normally pay income tax on.
Yes.
So
I am well aware.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that was that. I mean, that's I think the cheapest legit route you could take to doing this stuff. Although I don't really use Maya at all in my pipeline. I use Maya if I'm doing like video game art because they need to UV and do that sort of thing. But if I'm doing 3D printing work, I just go Zbrush to the printer, and that's it. There's definitely a path for that. If you just want to, if you're new and you want to learn, you're learning something for the first time anyways, I would just learn ZBrush and pick up Maya later if you need it for some other thing.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, you had some other topic to get onto. Did you have some thoughts?
No, you had a topic that you wanted to get onto.
Well, it's because usually we don't have a topic, and we just ramble, and sometimes it's sometimes we get really off topic, and it's I don't know. I just worry that it's kind of boring. So what I wanted to maybe chat about was talking to artists about the idea of not creating a demo reel, but creating like a pool of assets. Because there's a lot of times somebody will come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm trying the freelance thing. It's not working out. When are you guys hiring?" Like that's a question I get asked quite often. And by you guys, I mean EA, because they're a big company and hire a lot of people and whatnot. But when I always want to ask people, well, what's going on with your what are you doing in your freelance? You made a choice to do it at one point, or maybe you didn't. I guess maybe they're just trying it because they had no other option at the time. like just like your typical demo reel portfolio where you're showing off just like some assets you've made for like theoretical game engine is like doesn't exactly lend itself to freelance income, right? I mean, have you been able to monetize any of your older models that were in your demo reel that you used to get jobs with? Yeah, I mean, they're great to help you get those jobs, but I think you could make assets that make money for you that also showcase your skills too, right? So that way you're kind of doing both things.
What do you mean? Wait, hang on. That last thing you said, I didn't quite understand. Make assets that generate money for you? Yeah.
So whether it's like,
are you talking about marketplace, like the Unreal Engine marketplace or the Unity?
That's a good example. Yeah, if you want to show off that you can bake a model for a video game, why not make a model that like you can put into an asset store as well?
Okay.
I mean, unless you're a student and you just have no idea what you're doing anyways, and you kind of need to learn on the job. I don't know, maybe that's tough, but I don't know. There's some people that have like, whole Unity like portfolio that they, just kind of hangs out there and makes money for them.
So hang on, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to argue here. Are you trying to argue like what people should have in their, what people should have to showcase, or what should people like?
You're going to spend probably 40 hours, 20, 40, 60 hours on something that goes onto your art station that's going to get you a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you're going to spend that much time on something, why not spend it on something that like is like a multifaceted approach to earning you income? That's like, it'll earn you income by being sold on a store, and it'll also earn you income by, showing off your skills to employers, which is like totally a fair way to go as well, right? Instead of doing just one. Why not?
Yeah, no, I totally understand what you're trying to throw down. Yeah, that makes total sense. I agree with you actually. Yeah, well, it depends though, because it all depends what the artist wants, right? Like when I wanted to work at EA, I made a Star Wars gun.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, that's what I gave you for the thumbnail yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And that gun, I made one gun, and that gun alone got me a job working on FIFA. And I know what you're thinking, Antoine. You made a Star Wars gun. Why are you working on FIFA?
Mm-hmm.
They saw the gun and they're like, oh, if we need to move this person around, we can move him to a Star Wars IP.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they saw the gun, and it was rendered, and it was well done enough to the point where it's like, oh, this person, we can actually trust them making some decent assets in some good assets in FIFA. But if we need backup for an IP, he'd be great at that, because we see that he can make this sci-fi gun thing, right? But it was rendered and textured in a kind of like realistic like way that would be like if it was in FIFA, you know what I mean? So there's that. But if you could do the same thing what you were describing for like the marketplace thing. Oh yeah, there it is.
Like I don't even recognize this as a Star Wars gun.
Yeah. Well, this view is kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? But if on a side profile, it looks more Star Warsy.
Is it an actual gun from like a design from the films, or is it like a gun that
it's a fan made Star Wars gun. Like it wasn't me that designed it; somebody else designed it.
Yeah.
But the people that were looking at it, they're like, oh yeah, that's it kind of looks like that one blaster or whatever from blah blah blah.
Somebody like I feel like I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan myself.
I'm definitely not.
And like, if I saw this gun, I would be like, oh, that's a cool gun. And that would be it. That's as far as I would get with my thoughts.
All right.
I would be able to call this out as a Star Wars gun.
Well, no,
I'm not saying you did a bad job. I'm just saying,
it's not a Star Wars gun. It was somebody on ArtStation that made a concept of a Star Wars gun, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of assets. There's a lot of like little things that are kind of very similar to other Star Wars guns, like the barrel with the air cooling kind of vents on the side, and the open trigger without a guard around it.
Yeah.
The like kind of back piece, you know what I mean? It looks, to be honest, the side view looks a lot better than this perspective. But anyways,
I think it looks great from
there. But that gun alone got me a job working a year contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just depends what you want. Like, it's like, hey man, if you want to work at a company because they they pay well or whatever, it's like, make something where it's like it's in their wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
But for an example, like if I wanted to work at EA, and the example you gave with the marketplace kind of thing, I guess you would try to put this in the Unreal Engine as an FPS prop, you know what I mean, for a first person shooter, and then demonstrate it.
I think if like this gun as it is, like, would be a really attractive asset to have for people creating first person shooters in Unreal.
Yeah. Or third persons as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that's the hero asset of in Overwatch, they probably spend as many polygons as that gun as they would on a whole character, because it's right there. They look so smooth.
Yeah. But for the marketplace thing, that's like a whole different ball game, because you got to then that's like another tier of knowledge, you know what I mean, to to really showcase off your model. You got to kind of know a little bit of about Unreal, and a kind of bringing a prop properly into Unreal and lighting it a certain way, and then also like I said, if you want to demonstrate this gun for an FPS shooter or a third person shooter, then that means it has to have some sort of skeleton connected to it.
Not necessarily. I think
that's true. It could just be a straight up just model, and then somebody else would have to go put bones in it or whatever.
Yeah, if that's your jam. I'm sure there are people out there who are rigging this gun can reload and run out of bullets, and it does a little thing.
That's the thing, though. If you did put this in the asset store, it would have to. Well, not necessarily. It just depends how you model it. You would separate certain pieces.
If you're creating a Grand Theft Auto style game, then I don't think they go into that level.
Oh no!
I think you're just grabbing guns and shooting hookers, and that's it. Just toss them away.
Pretty much. Just people. If people want certain jobs, or they want to work for certain studios, make assets that works with that studios. But then also this gun, this asset or whatever, I didn't design it for an engine or anything in mind. This is rendered out in Substance Painter, which is not it's used for game assets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the renderer,
close though, it's got bakes, it's got normal maps.
Oh yeah, it has all that stuff, but it's not an Unreal Engine, which is usually the showcasing of models.
Let's say, for example, though, you have one asset. I think it's totally fair to show a Substance Painter render, because this asset may go. You may put it in both stores. I don't know if there's anything to stop you from putting it in the Uni store as well as the Unreal.
There's not.
Right? Why not? And I think it's already I think you put it in any engine. I don't think it needs to be totally.
I totally understand that, but what I was trying to get to was don't just make an asset to the bare minimum of this is a gun asset, so it should be only 1,000 tries, and it should have this size of map. This map, I think they're 2K maps, right? And,
that's a good point. That's a good point. You do have to
like,
do a little bit of extra work, right?
Oh yeah, like I added more polys. You know, like this thing is way over poly count for a pistol. But like I said, like but I'm also not just showing, hey, I can make a game asset, but I can make kind of like a high end game asset. You know what I mean? Like I'm not modeling for now. I'm modeling for the future. So
yeah, I mean, people they ask me like, you know, they want to get into games and like at these career fairs, and it's like, what resolution of like what's the poly count I should use on my demo reel?
Just make it look good.
It's like, dude, it's your demo reel. Like,
just make it look good.
Use enough that it holds up in a close up shot and doesn't look faceted, because like it's not like you might be on it. Like some games might have, like I said, Overwatch has the budget to make a smooth looking gun.
Yeah.
You know, if it's an RTS game, probably not. But like even a high poly asset, you can tell if somebody's wasting polys, right?
Yeah.
It's like if this barrel is, I don't know, it's got like 1,000 edge loops right here to make this corner like you see or whatever sometimes, then it's like it doesn't matter how high or low it is. Oh, I can see that there's like some weird choices here. But if it's efficient for the resolution that it is, and that resolution happens to be high, that's like fine. That's great. You know?
Yeah.
That's
it also
what you need to know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it all comes down to where the person wants to work. You know what I mean? Because like I've been there as a student where it's like, like what do I do? What do I make? How do I get a job? You know? And it's just look around. Look around like the studios around your environment. Like are they mostly, you know, mobile studios that do like cute little chibi characters, or they're, you know, or it's like EA, or if it was, you know, it used to be Capcom, but anyway, but Capcom they fuck themselves over because they're a bunch of dum-dums down there. Yeah. Not Capcom itself, just Capcom Canada was a bunch of idiots. No offense if anybody hears this again, and they used to work at Capcom, but I think they would probably agree with me. Anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's weird because I don't know, because it's just a case of looking at the tree and not the forest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to focus in this one like path. You know what I mean? But it's like, don't do that, because you're missing like key elements and key points. It's like, just make great work that people will see and be like, "Oh, that's great. That's nice. This person's capable of what I'm looking for," or just something that's pleasant and that people are like, "I like this thing. This person's showing creativity and showing skill and showing something that can be utilized, or showing that what they can offer." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think it is worth it sometimes to do a bit of work that can never be monetized, that is kind of like fan art or something, because like fan art kind of gets your work noticed more. Like when you model, like when the latest movie comes out, like Avengers, whatever the new Avengers is, some new character is out like in that show, like Baby Yoda, like everybody's modeling Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Yoda.
People are 3D printing Baby Yoda.
Yeah, so that's the now thing that's in everybody's portfolio.
The new hotness.
Yeah, and you know, there's this wave of like community interest in that you might be able to like surf some viewers out of. So there's like, that's also a strategy to get some kind of eyes on you. You know, because like if you're making your own design, like nobody's searching for that.
Yeah,
they have to kind of find it. They have to stumble on it or get recommended it or something, and that takes time. Sometimes that could take years. Like I'll find lots of great artwork. Like, you know, Gavin will show me, oh, this thing that this dude made, this awesome tree or whatever, and you're like, it's from 2006, and you're like, oh, I love this thing. It really speaks to me. It's like nothing I've ever seen before, and it looks awesome. But it took me, 12 years to find it because I'm not out there. I didn't even know to look for it, right? So I think, to go against my own argument here of like, creating, artwork that can kind of go to work for you. That's a different avenue of work that is also really.
That seems like you're being like a whore. No offense. You're just kind of like, I need clicks, so let's make a Baby Yoda sculpture.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
If you're not into it, then don't fucking do it. Like, I'm a big nerd when it comes to guns. I'm a big child, so that's why I always wanted to make a gun. And I made something, and I had fun making it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that shows because there's a level of actual like competence to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, bring this down. I'm sick of seeing it.
Sure.
No. Quit zooming in to all the pixels.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a pixel there, bro.
Speaking of, hang on, we're closing down here pretty quick, almost at an hour. But I just want to bring something up. This is probably off topic, has nothing to do with anything. But so, you ever heard of a channel on YouTube called Red Letter Media?
I've heard of this. I don't know that I've watched it, but
they're disgruntled film students that were never successful, so they decided to just critique movies on the internet. And they make, and it's funny because they make like skits about it, and they do like just silly things about it and stuff. And they're just entertaining individuals. But you could tell that they went to film school and just
they know all the terms.
They know all the the smart terms, and they're like they understand like writing and stuff like that, but like they weren't talented or ambitious enough to like pursue their goals, but they made something great, and they're very successful on Patreon and YouTube. But anyways, they were making fun of Solo, the Star Wars movie Solo. And they were saying like, since it was like such a flop, that they already but in the process of when they were making the Solo film, they announced they were going to make a standalone Boba Fett movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they were saying like, since Solo was such a flop, they were predicting that they were going to make this Boba Fett film an exclusive Star Wars experience where you would have to pay like $100 to go see it or something like that. Because if you look at the pool of people that actually like watch Star Wars, there's like, they were saying like 80% of people that watch Star Wars are like the diehard fans, and then there's the people that are like it's okay, and then there's like a really small percentage where it's like, oh, I guess I'll check this out, right? And so they were saying like, if we just commit to like that 80% of rabid fans, you know what I mean? We can make billions, right? If we just charge over a ridiculous amount of money. Mm-hmm. And they kind of did that with this, because you brought up Baby Yoda. They kind of did that with The Mandalorian, where it's like, you can only watch The Mandalorian on what's it called again? On
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, right? And so Disney Plus, Disney Plus. And so Disney Plus, that's $9 or $10 a month, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, if we can't get people to go to the movie theaters to watch this fucking Solo film, and we think the same fate will happen to the Boba Fett film, why don't we make this Mandalorian film, which is essentially a Boba Fett film, and we'll just put it, on our own platform, and you have to pay monthly for it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah,
it's selling the platform right now, and they're not doing the Netflix binge thing. They're releasing it, an episode per week, so that you have to pay.
Oh my god!
You can't just buy the membership, binge it, cancel the next month.
I've done that with Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to watch anything else. I just want to watch Stranger Things, and then I finish it and I peace out. See ya, nerds. I'll keep my $10.
That's right. That's what. So Disney is really trying to like outsmart you exactly here with this whole Mandalorian situation. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until it's completely done. Then I'm gonna hop in there, pay my $7.99, binge that shit, and then I'm gonna bounce as well.
You can watch Gargoyles meanwhile.
Oh yeah, fuck.
I don't know if that's out yet. I don't
it is. I saw a friend of mine has it, and I was just scrolling through everything.
Yeah.
It's got like the old Spider-Man's cartoons and the old
Gargoyles
cartoons. Yeah.
Like, oh, that's right. Okay. Wait, how do they have that Spider? Why do they have
They got
Spider-Man?
they've got so many Spider-Man
Like
cartoons.
90s Spider-Man.
60s, 90s. There's like a few in the 2000s.
Huh, that's interesting.
It's crazy. I never
Well,
even
what's the fucking deal they have then where they can have those
Marvel?
Spider-Mans?
Well, Marvel is Disney. Disney owns it all.
No, I know that, but Sony still, I guess, owns the rights for motion pictures.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know how much Sony owns of Spider-Man. Yeah, because I don't think like X-Men, The Last Stand, and stuff are on there. Not that I went looking for it, but I didn't see it. I didn't see any X-Men stuff.
Interesting.
There's a few good X-Men movies.
I pieced out after that Wolverine first one.
Yeah. Oh, so bad.
Oh, it's bad. Oh man. So, anyways, hey, are we guys still gonna be shooting? Are we still gonna be shooting on the holidays?
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, we can be a little bit more loose with the schedule. It's the holidays, man. Like, I don't know. You're gonna be. Who knows where you're gonna be? You could be in a barn, sleeping with the roosters.
I'll be a 2 hour difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll be starting at 9. You'll be when we start at 7.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can still do the show at the same time then.
Oh yeah, we can still do it at the same time. No, but everywhere, all the places I'll be staying at will have high speed. But I think I might need a Ethernet cable. Might have to buy an extra one. And
there you go.
Just so I can like properly set up and put it anywhere.
When are you leaving this week?
Next week. I already told you.
I know it was a Thursday. I just didn't know. I don't have a memory for this sort of thing. But maybe I can just give you one of my cables.
Maybe. Yeah. Fuck. I think that's it. I think that's all we wrote. What do you got? What are you gonna do? What do you got planned for this weekend, or what do you want to get done, art wise?
I want to print another big tower. I think that was a lot of fun to do. It was something new.
A different one?
Yeah, I'm gonna print the more Greek looking one that I made recently. There's just a few little like model things to change so that it prints with. There's no way to get it to print without any supports because they have some overhangs, but I can make some small, easy changes to get it to print with way less supports. So I'm just going to do that quickly and then fire up that print and let it go for like 6 days or whatever it took. And then
6 days,
dude, it took so long. It took
God.
fucking forever, but it looks nice. I don't know if you notice it, the like extra detail, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to prime the other one and Sam's going to paint it. So see if it's
fair enough.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep working on my magazine. I have a few other ideas for some pages in there, and I don't know, button that up and release that. That's it. That's all I got for now.
Perfect. I'm gonna keep on keeping on with the stretch goals. They're going pretty quick here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hang on. Let me just open this up here. Like, I have. To be honest, though, I actually, once these stretch goals are done, I do want to make a couple more pieces for. Hang on a second. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 12. I got 13. I got 13 and a half pieces to finish.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, but to be honest, some of those pieces are pretty easy to do. So I am not worried at all. So that's what I have to do. But then also, I still want to release a couple more. There's this company called Rocket Pig Games, and they did a Kickstarter not too long ago, and like every day they were releasing a new little tiny thing for to promote their Kickstarter. It was very aggressive. It was like, oh my god, they were just every day they were like releasing something.
Was that like a paid promotion? You think?
No,
or was it just on the page? Oh, on Thingiverse.
Yeah, yeah. And like it was like every day there was like a new thing you could download that was promoting the Kickstarter, right? You know what I mean? And I'd like to do something like that, but not every day.
Yeah.
But there were little tiny models. So I would like to do something like that where it's like I have like once a week, so 4 models. So like every week, a new model will come out, and that will like promote the Kickstarter. So I'd like to do that as well.
I wonder if there's anybody who sat there every day, like printing the thing each day, the new thing.
Oh yeah, there probably totally was.
I don't know. Did they make a lot of money or something? Did they have a lot of backers?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. They're like legacy 3D printing Kickstarter people. You know what I mean? Like they started real early. No, it's not their first. They've been at it a long time. I think that their last one before this one, I think it generated over, it was 80K in their Kickstarter. I think this one cleared over 100,000. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my dude. Anyways, okay, let's shut this down. Thanks for joining us. Another episode of Playing the Artist. If you want to help out the show, you can always subscribe to us and click the little bell icon to be notified. 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Pacific time. Every Tuesday. And you can tag along of our bickering about art and Shenmue and 3D printing and modeling and video games and all that nerdy fun stuff. Alex, where can we find you?
You can find me at Tiger Skull RPG on Facebook as well as Instagram. And that's it. That's the only place.
That's it. All right, then.
I have 3 models on Thingiverse. I haven't added a new one in a while. Alex Cola, one word, Kola on Thingiverse. Search it exactly, otherwise you'll never find anything. Because that's how Thingiverse works.
Yeah. All right, you can find me on Thingiverse as well, which is Forbidden Prince. That's one word, Forbidden Prince. You can find me on You can find me on Instagram, which is Forbidden_Prince. And if you want to check out some of my old work on the art stations, it's just my name, which is right down here, Antoine Marchildon. You can check that out on ArtStation. I should be able to post my work on Garden Warfare. No, my new stuff.
So the way that's working is we are everyone who wants to post their work puts in a request, at least on the character team. They're putting in a request, and then we're capturing the work for them because people have sent in some of the work that they want to post, and the presentation is all over the map. Some fucking...
Wait, you guys are like...
Yeah, they want a really controlled and directed.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow!
And everybody, and we're going to do it everyone's going to release it in kind of like more of a dump. It's going to be more of an art dump.
It's fucking bullshit, dude. No offense.
Well, it's not something you'll have to worry about in the future, my friend.
Technically, EA owns it, right? So.
Yeah. Like imagine you contracted some dude to model one of your things, and then he goes out and shows like this Maya screen grab that's like low resolution pixely of like, and puts your project's name all over it. He'd be like,
that's
hey,
true.
dude,
that's a good point.
It's like dog doo-doo. Why'd you do this? Let me render it for you.
All right, dog doo-doo. Let's send on there. It looks like dog doo-doo. Quit making dog doo-doo out there. All right, Alex. I'll see you. I'll see you next week.
You bet. Can't wait.
Ciao.
Love ya. Bye.
Mm-hmm.